Hi everyone, hopefully okay. So today I thought I would do a video all about my spring nighttime routine because I did a spring weekend morning routine a little while ago, so I thought why not show you my evening routine too. I did a autumn pamper evening routine back in the autumn last year, but things have definitely changed since then, and I always find that in the spring I like to make my nighttime routine just a little bit quicker and kind of less faff. So just thought I'd talk you through some things that I'm currently doing most evenings at the moment. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. Instead of doing a voiceover today, I thought that I would kind of talk you through it and make it a bit more of a chatty video because I personally love watching morning and nighttime routine videos. So I hope you like it too. So my nighttime routine starts off when I decide to finish work. Obviously I work from home, which means that I can kind of set when I want to kind of start and finish work. I tend to finish most evenings around 6 to 7 p.m. usually, because I don't really tend to start working until about 9 to 10 o'clock depending if I've been to the gym, if I'm walking Frank and having breakfast and stuff, and obviously what time I've managed to get out of bed because I am a bit of a zombie in the mornings. So I tend to work a little bit later if I've maybe had a bit more of a chilled morning of going to the gym and stuff. So once all my jobs are done, I tend to make a to-do list for the day, and once all those lists are kind of like that everything's ticked off, I've replied to all the emails, all my deadlines, everything's done, I can close down my laptop and leave my blogging room. I try to do as much work as I can in my blogging room because obviously it's nice to have a bit of a space away from the rest of the house so I can kind of really concentrate on my work with no distractions from like Netflix. Once I've decided to do this, I tend to go downstairs, and although Frank usually sits up in the blogging room with me, we take him downstairs and either I'll let him out into the garden for him to have a bit of a run round, or me and him will have a bit of a cuddle on the sofa together. Because obviously I've been sitting at my desk doing work, he's not been able to get much cuddles, and Frank is definitely a cuddle monster. So usually he kind of relishes coming up on the sofa and having a bit of a hug with me, and we tend to usually watch something like Friends, which I kind of watch every single day if Henry's not here. And I literally just watch this because it just gives me a bit of a light relief and kind of forget about what's been going on for the rest of the day. Usually in this time I usually go on my phone, so I don't really have that much of a break from the internet, and I will check all my tweets from the day. I'll reply to any mentions that I've got that I may have not had time to reply to. Same with Instagram comments, and then I just generally have a look through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and just kind of catch up with stuff that I may not have looked at during the day. And once I've done that, usually Henry will come home around this time and I will go to cook tea, or if not, I'll obviously go cook tea for myself. So I've been trying to make our teas a little bit healthier recently because obviously we are coming up to summer, and obviously I want to be ready to kind of, you know, tackle the beach and feel confident. And I've been kind of wanting to kind of healthy kind of meals a lot more recently, so this is what I've been doing. For example, tonight I decided to cook as a chicken curry. I just like put some chicken and some curry sauce, which I know isn't the best thing to do, but I did use some brown rice, which is much better than using white rice because that can be quite starchy and make you quite bloated. So I quite like having brown rice. So I tend to cook this for our dinner, for something, a meal, and then we eat this obviously, and then I tend to just take it back through to the kitchen and wash up because I like coming through in the mornings to a clean kitchen. So I try to kind of tidy up the night before so I don't have to. I think it just starts off my day like a bit badly if I go and there's loads of washing up. It just makes me a grumpy Gertrude basically. So then after that, me and Hen will have a bit of a catch up, find out what's been going on with his day, he'll find out what's going on with mine. I usually just tell him about Frank being naughty, and we'll watch some TV together. We'll either watch something that the both of us like, or usually Henry will put on some car program, knowing him, or we'll catch up on some shows that we may have missed together, for example like Britain's Got Talent or Geordie Shore, which is usually the kind of stuff we watch together and we don't usually tend to be in at the same time. So we'll catch up with these and watch these, and usually after I've kind of spoken to my mum and my dad, who usually ring most evenings, I will go upstairs to have a bath, especially if I've had a bit of a stressful day, which I have actually had a few of lately, and a bath just helps me to kind of de-stress, and it's something that I really look forward to if I have had a bit of a kind of a stressful day, because I just find it a really nice way to unwind, like most people do. Like, you just can't beat your hot bath, can you? So I tend to just run the bath. In this time I light some candles, and I make sure that I've got my iPad ready because I love watching YouTube videos in the bath, and I usually just tend to use a bath bomb or some bubble bath to just make the bath really colourful and bubbly and just, you know, nice to soak in. Whilst I'm running the bath, this is when I take off my makeup because obviously I do not want to be getting into the bath with a full face of makeup. And recently I've completely revamped my skincare routine because it was looking dry, dehydrated, and it was getting very sensitive. And I think it was down to a combination of things. One, it was because I think I've been a bit stressed and tired lately, and that is a big trigger for these kind of things in your skin. Also, I think I'd been using some really harsh products that had got some chemicals in that were just drying out my skin completely, and they just weren't agreeing. So I was like, okay, I need to take a bit of a step back and just make everything really, really basic and just kind of add some moisture and love back into my skin. So I've been using some products from the Simple range, and one of my favourites is the Micellar Water, which is great for taking off makeup. I just tend to soak a couple of cotton pads and just take this all over my face. It removes foundation, concealer, even waterproof mascara and lipstick, so it's great for doing all around the face. And I just tend to use a couple of pads to just take off all my makeup, and then I will use another pad just to make sure everything is completely taken off, and by this point the pad is completely clean, so I feel pretty satisfied that all the makeup is off my skin. I tend to use this micellar water because it's really, really refreshing. In the spring and summer I usually am quite hot and sticky at night, because our house is like very kind of funny temperature, so I kind of want something that's going to feel really, really refreshing and clean. And the triple purified water formulation also is really, really good for adding a bit of hydration back into your skin. So as my skin's been a bit dry and dehydrated, I really wanted some moisture and life added back into it, and this doesn't like make it any more sensitive or irritated, which is great. So it adds a bit of moisture at the same time whilst, like, you know, getting rid of kind of your makeup and unclogging your pores and getting rid of all the dirt and grease that's kind of accumulated on your face throughout the day. I just tend to like have a bath. I don't really wash my hair in the evenings anymore. I prefer to do it in the shower in the morning, so I don't tend to wash my hair at night anymore. And I kind of, spring and summer, I don't really tend to have too much of a pamper in the evenings. I kind of want my nighttime routine to be quite quick and simple, so I kind of do pamper evenings about once a week. But let me know if you would like to see a spring/summer pamper routine where I kind of show you how I kind of do fake tan and nails and stuff. But on a kind of everyday night, I just tend to have either a bath or a shower and just kind of chill for about half an hour. And like I said, in this time I will catch up with any YouTube videos that I've missed, because I do tend to kind of miss quite a lot because I'm not watching them all the time. So I'll catch up with all my favourites and watch these before getting out of the bath, before I turn into a bit of a wrinkly prune. Once I'm out of the bath, I will get changed into some pyjamas, and recently I have been loving this big oversized kind of night t-shirt from Primark, which has got these emojis on, which is the burger, the pizza and a smiley face, which is just me because burger and pizza does make me happy. So yeah, I put this on with just a pair of shorts, and I think this is really, really comfy to wear to bed in the evenings. I always get really, really hot at night, so this just kind of keeps me cool as well. And then I will go on to do my skincare routine. Like I said, I have really stripped everything back to being really, really basic. I don't think my skin likes me using loads of fancy different products. I think it likes having real kind of basic, simple products, so that's what I've been giving it. And I've already noticed that my skin is being a bit more moisturised. It's also looking a little bit clearer too. So I just tend to use a little bit of toner to just kind of, you know, revamp my skin, and then I will add a moisturiser. And I've been using the Simple Kind to Skin Hydrating Light Moisturiser because I've been wanting to add a bit of moisturiser back into my skin, but not wanted anything that's going to be too heavy or rich, because I don't want it to break me out or to kind of make the situation worse. This is just a really kind, you know, nice light moisturiser that's great for all skin types, but it's also really good for sensitive skin too. So no, it's not got any harsh chemicals or perfume or anything like that that's going to irritate my skin or break it out even more. So I tend to put on quite a thick layer of this as like a bit of a moisturiser mask. And this just like sinks into my skin, and I just feel that it makes my skin really soft and smooth, and it's definitely really helping to kind of rebalance my skin back to normality, which is so, so good. And again, it's really, really inexpensive, so you cannot go wrong. And my sister absolutely swears by Simple products, and her skin is looking amazing right now, so I was like, this can be my inspiration. So once I've kind of done my skincare, as I said, it's super, super simple these days and really, really basic. And I tend to kind of get into bed and I will make a to-do list for the next day. This is just because I love making lists and I like being prepared. So what I will do is just kind of make a list of everything I need to do, any deadlines, any kind of editing or blogging or emails that you're replying to, and just kind of general day-to-day stuff too. This just means I can go to bed with a clear head, knowing exactly what I've got to do the next day. And I've kind of got it all planned out for me. Usually by this point Henry's come up to bed and we've put Frankie to bed too, because he likes an early night too, which I never thought I would say when he was a puppy. Like, he used to love staying up all night and waking up super early in the morning. He did not like sleeping. But yeah, by this point Henry's come up to bed too, and I will just have a quick number flick through social media like Twitter, Instagram and all that kind of stuff before turning off the light and going to sleep. And yeah, that is basically my nighttime routine. Go to sleep, wake up the next morning, I'm ready to go for the next day. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my spring nighttime routine. Like I said, it's obviously a bit different to my autumn one because I prefer to have a bit more of a quicker and kind of simple nighttime routine rather than like a real kind of pampery one that takes a lot of time. So this is what I do most evenings, and yeah, basically not very exciting, but it's what I do. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe too, and I will see you very soon in my next video.